This is the brand new UMI Super. Fancy buying it? Let's check out my first impressions. Hey guys, it's Christophe from London in the UK. I've just received my UMI Super. I bought it from gearbest.com. It arrived in just 6 to 7 days, so not bad at all. I had high expectations for that device. I was particularly interested in its form factor, the battery, which is 4000 milliamperes, so which should last a long time. I also have the Xiaomi Redmi Note 3, which is a great device, but I thought that one might be even better, despite having a not as high up processor as the Snapdragon 650 on the Xiaomi. So let's find out. I thought I would share some of my impressions with you, and hopefully that will help you make a purchase decision. So first of all, the box. A lot of people talked about the box. It's not a regular box, it's made of metal. Wow, it's amazing, it's premium. No, it's not, yeah. It's quite different, yeah, I give them that. But it's not exactly premium, and more worryingly, you see here, it was damaged when I received it. So, that's not great, yeah. Why isn't it great? Because if I open it up, again, I won't do an unboxing, but this is how I received the box. You can see here, this is again like flimsy, like piece of paper. So I'm just wondering if you want to return it, what's gonna happen. So the box, it's a fail. But I still want to say that there's no problem. The items within the box were like perfect, and the phone was delivered not only in the usual like little film here, but also with this within the box. So I don't know if it comes from the UMI, the manufacturer, or the reseller, but no problem with the content of the box. I thought I would mention that. So now let's talk about the design. Yeah, this is the UMI Super, this is the Xiaomi Redmi Note 3 Pro, and this is the iPhone 6s. Of course, you see the size, this is much bigger, pretty much the same size here, and this is again thicker. They've got 4000 milliampere batteries, and of course the iPhone 6s. It's got a much smaller battery, smaller screen as well, but that's so frustrating. That's why I started to explore options from China, because I think for the money, I mean, this is not acceptable that dies so quickly if you're a heavy user. So look at that, it's quite nicely made actually, I have to say. It's very sturdy, so it's a bit heavy, but it doesn't feel too heavy. It's probably roughly 20-25 grams heavier than the Xiaomi Note 3 Pro. So this is 164 grams, it's roughly 185 as advertised. Another reviewer said that that was more 195 or 97 grams. I didn't weigh it, but it's fine. And you see it's well made. It's quite comfortable to hold in the hand. And you've got the usual suspects here, so I won't do like a technical review. One of the most interesting things, but I'll talk about it, is the button here to customize and link it back to an application. USB Type-C, sorry, and of course the speaker grills there, the dual, and you've got your buttons here, and the buttons are quite sturdy. I've believed, I understood like on a video, I think in Italian or German, that those were a bit loose. I don't find that at all, so it feels really well made basically. Now let's talk about the fingerprint scanner. So it's here on the back, like a lot of devices in 2016, which is not a problem. I think it's quite convenient. So does it work? One of my first impressions or comments is when I was setting up the phone, like the first setup, right? For some reason, it wouldn't recognize my finger, yeah. It said, let's calibrate it. They calibrated it during the installation process. I couldn't register my fingerprint, which is no problem. I've done it afterwards, but I thought I would mention it. And basically, when you click it, I find it very reliable, yeah. Right? Yeah, click it, and you can hear the vibration, so it's working. See? So it's not bad at all, yeah. And how do you set it up? So you go into settings, and then you go into security, and then fingerprint. And this is where you can add a fingerprint. So if I add another one, for instance, that finger, put it here, and I follow the instructions quite fast. Put it once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, 7 times, 8 times, 9 times, 10 times, 11, 12, 13. And boom, it's supposed to be okay there. So let's try, and it's not working. Still on the fingerprint scanner front, it's a shame that unlike the Xiaomi Redmi Note 3, you can't use it, I believe, to unlock and secure specific apps. So that's a great feature on the MIUI 7 at the moment, where you can do that. Okay, so now the OS, I wanted just to talk about it because I think that was really appealing and that will appeal to you. The beauty of it is that it comes with a Marshmallow Android version 6.0, yeah? So it's not exactly the latest, greatest, but it's the next best thing. And it's good. It's pretty much like stock Android. So you can see here I've got the Nova launcher, but this is really good. And what I like a lot with the manufacturers, especially in foreign countries like China, is that the first thing I did, I went here, so in settings about the phone, and then I clicked here on wireless update, and there was an update waiting for me. So this is the first, I believe, firmware update. UMI pushed, and they've done it. But I like the fact that there was already an update waiting for us. It said like minor improvements, but that's important. Something else I wanted to share with you is that Android security patch level 1st of March 2016. So that has me a bit concerned. We're now in June, so I'm wondering how frequent those updates will be, and that might be an issue for you too. So another question I had, and I couldn't find the answer online, is does that device offer physical buttons? You've got that fantastic circle LED Harlequin light, which is going to change your life, not. But I was wondering, and I couldn't find a proper answer. And ladies and gentlemen, yes, there are physical buttons, but you can't see them, right? They're not backlit, you can't see anything, there's nothing on the device itself. But if I go back here, okay, and so I maintain that button, for instance, the circle, the notification circle, I could access all the apps which are in the background. Then if I go in an app, I could click here on the right hand side and I leave the app. I maintain the left button. Again, I've got access to search feature. I click once, I've got access to menus. So it's possible you've got physical buttons, but what you can do as well, and I think they were very proud of it for some reason, you click on accessibility, I go down, button type, click here, and now you can have virtual buttons instead of the real buttons. If I click here, so you see now here it's on screen. So I should be able to remove them, but first I click on navigation bar and I can customize those buttons. I believe it's the same on the upcoming Ulefone Future, but I think it's only on screen for the Ulefone Future, which I think is a great device on paper, but this will be a no-go for me. I'm not a huge fan of those, but look, I can change it, customize there, click like, and you see at the bottom, changes straight away. So I guess it's good if you're left-handed, right-handed, and if you got your own preference. And I leave now, so I've got like software buttons, like on screen, sorry. And if I leave, so now I can't use the physical buttons right there. I need to use that button on screen, and up, and I can, if I want, up, get rid of the button. But when the buttons are here, if you see, then it cuts the screen a bit, yeah. So again, when you're playing and stuff, it's not great. When you're playing, it's overlaid, but still, I find it not like a very convenient solution. Plus, I'm always used to click here. So here, it doesn't do anything, for instance, if you don't use the physical buttons. Of course, they're not backlit, so, I mean, make up your mind. And now about the general performance of the device. I'd say it's okay, it's alright. I click here, you see it's quite fluid, so Marshmallow 6.0. It's fine. Let me go to one other app like the Happy Geek app, which I love. Great to curate the latest news in technology and beyond. You click, boom, those apps were already loaded in the background. So I think RAM management seems to be okay, but we'll try to do a short video if that's something you're interested in, to check the RAM management capability of the device. But it seems alright. Not sure what I'm doing here, festival, okay. Just to show you how quickly, we're just on Wi-Fi, we're not on 3G here, so just to give you an idea of how fluid the device is, and I think it's alright, yeah. Now in terms of gaming, I recorded a video to test the gaming, so I'll let you have a look, but this is Hearthstone, right? So I recorded myself playing. It's okay, yeah? It's not the most fluid of experiences, but it's more than adequate, yeah. Again, I'll let you watch my comprehensive video, which was meant again to do a few things, to try the sound, and I'll do it in a second again, very quickly, to check if the device got hot. It's okay, it's alright, gets warm, especially here at the front, but it's not too bad at all, and to check the battery life, and this I'm a bit more concerned, yeah. It's we lost like roughly 4% just playing Hearthstone for 7 minutes, and it's better on my Xiaomi Redmi Note 3 Pro. So yes, the sound seems okay. I didn't do much testing here, but it seems loud enough. It's not super loud, the external speaker here, but it does the job. When you play, even if you tend to obstruct the speaker grills here a bit, I still think the quality of the volume of the sound is decent. We can check the sound options on the device very quickly, because you've got quite a few options here. Especially here, I wanted to show you the sound enhancement. Yeah? And you've got a few things, I haven't tested that yet, but you've got audio enhancer for earphone, so I haven't tried that yet. You've got the best loudness volume booster for speaker, that was on by the way. And then you've got what they call best surround. Again, I put it on music mode. There's allegedly a movie mode. I can't vouch for it. You can deactivate it, that's the only thing I know. But I'll let you give it a try. This was annoying, yeah? And now the video. I was disappointed with it, to be honest with you, especially when I started using it indoors, so again, probably doesn't do it justice. First of all, like getting that update, that firmware update, I thought they would have solved already a lot of issues with the video and the camera in general. It's not too bad actually outdoors, and I'll shoot some pictures just to give you an understanding, an idea of how good or bad that is. But if you click here, let's just give you an idea, take a picture, right? Put it here. It's quite low. You see here, there's little Zelda. It takes time to focus. Also, you need to tap to focus really, and then it takes time. I'm not even sure what it does here. Okay. It's alright, but I'll show you a few pictures and then you can decide. But I think it requires quite a bit of work from a firmware standpoint, so I'm hoping UMI will be able to do that in the very near future. But let's check out a few examples. Doesn't focus very well. Also, the HDR feature is very slow, yeah? The flash seems like yellow, So again, it's not amazing. And I noticed that as well on the Xiaomi Redmi Note 3 Pro, but also you hear the sound when I stop the camera. Click, click, put it back here, and I switch mode. Did you hear? Click. And here now as well. Click. And then when I leave the camera mode, click. I'm not sure what that is. I've never experienced that on a Samsung or on a iPhone, so I don't know if it's a Chinese thing then, because I've got the same, what I call hardware issue, or click, when I use the camera and change mode from back end from rear camera to front camera. So I'm not sure, but I find it a bit disturbing, and at the back of my head it's still like, what's going to happen? Is it going to break at some point or not? So I'm not too sure, but please, if you've got an answer and if it's totally normal, please feel free to leave a comment. And now a feature I was so looking forward to, yes, the battery life with 4000 milliampere battery. I click here, okay, and this is the battery. It gets me worried, to be honest with you. I've got what now, 75% left. I charged it fully maybe an hour ago, an hour and 15 minutes. I've been using quite a bit just to shoot this video and to do a few tests, but still I'm playing Hearthstone. After 7 minutes I lose 4% battery. It feels like it goes down quite fast. So of course, please bear with me, that's the first full charging cycle, so that might get better in the future. But again, the Xiaomi Redmi Note 3 Pro is amazing. I'm a heavy user, watching YouTube, doing social media and so on and so forth, and I can last a full 2 days, or at least minimum a day and a half of very heavy usage, which is anywhere between 6.5 and 8 hours of screen on time. I'm not sure this will be as good for some reason, but again, that might be due to that might need a firmware update, and hopefully they'll fix that, yeah. Because you see the battery and you've got just very few options: intelligence, power saving, standby, okay, and you click and you see here, I don't even know if it's a bug or not, see the display here. Yes, to be continued, but I'm not fully convinced at the moment that it's going to be a great phone for battery life, which would be a shame considering the huge size of the battery included in that UMI Super. There you have it. Those were my very first impressions of the UMI Super, I say, device. My expectations were far too high, probably. I need to step back and we need to bear in mind that the device cost me, for instance, in the UK, importing it from China, $200, including shipping fees, right? So it's not very expensive at all. But I still believe UMI should hopefully fix two things very quickly. One, the battery life, via probably a firmware update and some adjustment to the battery consumption features and so on and so forth. And the camera, because I think the camera, if it's okay outdoors, I still think indoors the colors are funny, the white balance is not great, the flash makes things yellow, and the focus as well. It's supposed to be autofocus. I feel like you have to press really wherever you want to focus for it to focus properly. And it's overall very average. So again, the Xiaomi Redmi Note 3 Pro is, I think, a much better device overall. But a few firmware updates might be able to fix those two key issues with the device today. I hope you found the video useful. If you've got any questions, please leave them below. I'll make sure to answer all the questions, and if I have time, I'll aim to shoot more videos again to cover some of the topics in your comments. So thank you. I was Christophe from London, and let's get in touch soon. Bye guys.